Welcome everyone to this RSL webinar where we are going to just give you an overview of the RSL brand. It is not just a webinar focused on the Rockschool, although a lot of people know us only as Rockschool. RSL stands for Rockschool Limited, and some people choose to call it Rockschool London, which are both equally fine. And RSL is the brand, and we have 5 brands under the umbrella of RSL, and I'm going to be discussing all of these brands one by one. So what is RSL? We are basically contemporary creative industries qualifications. We are the global leader in the contemporary creative industries qualifications across music, performing arts, and creative arts. So we currently have over 100,000 certificates a year in over 55 countries, and we are expanding very fast. Majority of these countries have been added on over the last 7 years. I think just 7 years back, we were just 25 countries. So we are expanding very fast. And our qualifications are accredited by the Ofqual, Office of Qualifications and Curriculum Authority, the Scottish Qualifications Authority, the CCEA, and the Qualification of Wales. So we are recognized in the Wales, the Northern Ireland, in the Scotland, in the UK, and in the Wales. So entire UK is basically covered, and that is quite a bit, even recognized by the Department of Education. And students pursuing our graded examinations get UCAS points, which help them getting into the higher education pathways as well. We have dedicated offices in China, India, and Spain, and India office is also managing the Sri Lanka and Nepal market. And we have a wonderful team of business development managers. Arup is here, John and Priyan, they are all within themselves managing the entire region. So our international footprint is obviously growing steadily. RSL qualifications are globally benchmarked for achievements and academic progressions into the creative arts, right? So these are some of the faces that you must know. This is on the right is Tim Bennett-Hart. He's the current CEO of the company, and Norton York is the founder and the chairman of the company who started RSL in 1991. We're going to talk a little bit about the history of it. This is our current team of directors. We have 3 directors. We have Matthias Postel, we have Jane Profit, head of HR, and Alistair, who is the head of BD globally. And we also have Dr. Andrew McBurney, who is the head of standards and awarding at the RSL Awards. He's not the director, so he's not featured here, but he was the one who recently gave us a whole overview of how the assessments work at RSL. We were also awarded the prestigious Queen's Award for Enterprise in 2018 for being the topping the charts in the international trade. And we've been working with the leading providers of creative industry trainers, such as BIM, which is Birmingham Institute of Modern Music, the Brit School, and there are a whole lot of other colleges and universities that we work with. You'll see that in a bit. Stagecoach is also one of them, which is a key service provider for dance and drama kind of examinations. So it is important for all of us to understand what is the vision and the mission of the company. So the vision is to be a global leader in contemporary arts education, enabling everyone everywhere to develop and fulfill their own individual talent and potential. As a mission, we try to create a wide range of innovative and contemporary arts qualifications and resources across the world that are engaging and inspiring to learn and teach. They're rigorous by design, but flexible in nature, that are exciting, industry relevant, and progress oriented. So if I just put it in my own language, this is really they are learners and music enthusiasts around the world. Music is one of the top skills and arts forms that people study around the world. 67% of the youth is musically inclined, and 64% of them actually feel that they have the musical talents in them. So it is the number one driving the arts side. And what we are basically doing is somebody who wants to learn music. In 1991, I think this was a breakthrough for us, that when we started the graded examinations in drums, piano, guitar, and these kind of disciplines. So what happened was we gave everybody who was into this side of arts a structure to follow and a qualification that was at par with the classical musicians that they have enjoyed for over a century now. So that was a very breakthrough thing that happened in the industry. And we obviously our values, there are 6 core values that we work upon. We are creative, so we are very passionate about what we do, and we are not afraid to innovate and think ahead of the market curve. We are very inclusive, and we respect the cultural diversity and the individualism, and believe that contemporary arts education should be accessible to all. We are professional, and we really practice the highest standards. We're very transparent, and we believe that we need to be honest with our partners, with our stakeholders, teachers, learners, and all. And we take responsibility of actions and listen to everyone. We are very responsible towards the environment, and we try to work in more sustainable ways. And our digital initiatives, which you will learn about in a while, are direct, evidence of how we think in those, how we take responsibility of those. We are the only exam board which is actually selling digital versions of the books, which is really sustainable way of doing it. It really cuts cost and the carbon footprint around the world. We obviously are very collaborative and forward-thinking, as I said. So these are some of the partners, the key partners that we work with, and there are a lot more. They couldn't fit in one slide. There are a lot more. So there are a lot of great organizations and colleges and even the instruments providers like Yamaha. We work with Marshall as well, Focusrite, Steinberg. We even do the Yamaha music exams, by the way. Our qualifications are academically rigorous and recognized by the Department of Education and Ofqual, used by thousands of teachers across the world to build curricula for the study of music, performing arts, and media industries. So we are not limited to just music. We do a lot more, and you will see all about that in a while. Our qualifications are designed to engage students and prepare them for a lifelong love of the arts. Creative departments in schools, and even the training providers like the music schools that we have, grow their students' number when they teach our qualifications, because these are very engaging and very current. Contemporary actually means current. So qualifications are very current, and we give them access to the current music and the current skills that are being practiced in the industry. We are accepted by colleges and universities worldwide. And we have 5 brands that basically sit under the umbrella of RSL. And these are Rockschool, PAA, which is Performance Arts Awards, RSL Classical, Creative Qualifications, and we have a Vocational Qualification as well. So a lot of you may be aware of the Rockschool, maybe RSL Classical as well, and maybe not the others so well. But I think Vocational Qualification is something which is very unique, and it'll be nice for you to kind of understand a bit of that as well, because actually all the training providers are potential providers of VQ as well. So let's first talk about the 4 where the external examiners come in to examine. So this is a very standard format across these 4 brands: Rockschool, Performance Arts Awards, Creative Qualifications, and RSL Classical. In these, we create a syllabus which you follow, and you teach your students as per the syllabus, and our examiners travel from UK to conduct these exams. Some of the exams are designed to only be online, which is basically going to be Creative Qualifications, which is vlogging, podcasting. And now I think we are putting the music production also under CQ very soon. So right now it is all under Rockschool. So we'll talk about each of these brands in little detail. So let's start with the Rockschool, which is the contemporary graded music exams. So who is Rockschool? We are a leading accredited provider of rock and pop examinations since 1991. And our qualifications are tailor-made for the contemporary musicians, and ranging from very early levels like the premier grade, which is 2 grades below the grade 1, and going all the way up to the diploma levels, which is equivalent to university education. We ensure your hard work is rewarded by a valuable qualifications regardless of your age, and the qualifications recognized around the world. So we launched our qualifications in 1991 with just the guitar, bass, and drums. And this, as I said, was a radical breakthrough, offering rock and pop musicians the same grading structure that has always been available to classical musicians for over a century. Through the efforts of a dedicated team with a goal of providing contemporary music education across the globe, today we do over 100,000 examinations across the world. So tailor-made qualifications for contemporary musicians, and we are internationally recognized over 55 countries. Introductory grades to advanced level of studies. Some of the subjects have a grade called the premier grade, which sits below the grade debut. Grade debut is equivalent to the initial test, and then it goes from grade 1 to grade 8. So the premier grade is currently available for only guitar, bass, and drums, and we are soon planning to expand it to all other instruments as well. The UCAS points are available at grade 6 to 8, which sits at level 3. And expands our technical proficiency and gives you a solid grasp of the music theory. We are academically rigorous, recognized by the DOE, and the support musical progress. So the structure of the graded exams means that they can be easily adapted by any service provider, right? The performance pieces, so these are the different elements of the exams, which you're going to talk about in detail in a bit. And the improvisation sections of grade 1 to 5 are an excellent way to introducing students to composition, and that can be used in a classroom situation as well. The fact files and the general musicianship sections are a part of the exam. Fact files is something that only RSL is doing currently. So every piece of music that you do in any book has a fact file or a background on the song that you're learning. It also contains the teaching notes and the performance notes, which are very, very helpful for teachers to teach any piece of music. The performance pieces can be used as a standalone track. If you are a training provider and you want to put up a show of your students, you can use them as a standalone track. And these are also very useful for the IB schools. And we have heard great things of how our curriculum is so useful at the IB schools. And they can be used for the GCSE A levels in the international schools as well. And obviously in the vocational qualifications, which we'll discuss in a while. So each piece in our syllabus is available as an individual download. This is something that no other exam board is doing. So you can actually download one individual song if you like, and use it in any classroom setting for any performances that you would like to use it for. And this can also be used for a coursework submission. So why choose Rockschool? So we are academically rigorous. That means we have very high standards academically. Our distinction is at 90. So we really ensure that the word distinction actually holds a meaning. And we are internationally recognized, obviously, fully accredited qualifications. We spoke about the accreditations early. UCAS points at level 3, performance certificates, exams are also available. We have multiple delivery formats, and we have a digital edge. So when I say a digital edge, there are a lot of digital initiatives that are unique to Rockschool and RSL Awards overall. And these include some digital book sales that no other exam board is doing. We have a fantastic platform called the Learning Platform, which we're going to touch upon very briefly. Then we have digital certificates. We were the first in the world to do the digital certificates. And let me tell you that it was not a response to the COVID situation. Our diplomas went completely digital in October 2019, well before the pandemic struck. And we had been researching on getting the digital mark sheets out since 2018. And this got finalized in the October 2020, and it was released. And about 5,000 students took the exams, where they were given both handwritten and the digital mark sheets, and they were asked a feedback of which one you like better and why. So that's how we came to a point where we knew that 95% of the people around the world and those 5,000 students preferred the digital mark sheets, and we have been hearing great reviews about our digital mark sheets. So these are a few of the initiatives. Of course, we have a bespoke exam entry process, which is completely digital in India, and it is made for India. So you can always sign up your students completely online and send them a payment link. We are accepting online payments. It's a really smooth process. So these are broadly the elements. So we have performance pieces, which is 60% weightage of a piece. Then we have sight reading, which is about 15% weightage. And we have ear test, which is another 15%. Technical exercises, 15%. And 5% is for the general musicianship questions. Now, when it comes to different formats, the face-to-face exam format and the live stream exam format has all these elements. So live stream exam is exactly the same as face-to-face, except that the examiner is on a computer screen and not actually physically in front of you. Other than that, it's exactly the same process that they follow. Whereas for the recorded music exams, we have two obviously certificates, the performance certificate and the graded certificate, which we'll discuss in a bit. But the technical exercises takes 25% weightage, and the pieces take the 75% weightage, and that's what makes the 100% weightage of the exam in the recorded digital exams. So going forward, this is how our offerings at level 1, level 2, and level 3 can sit with an international school. So key stage 2 and 3 is level 1, which can be integrated in the class curriculum as well. Level 2 is equivalent to teaching the key stage 4 or the key stage 4 at GCSE or a VQ learning. And obviously the level 3 is key stage 5, like that. So we have the recorded digital exams and we have the live stream exams. So here you can see that there are two types of exam centers that you can have for the face-to-face exams. There's a public exam center. So just to explain this, suppose I run a music school and I'm okay for other students learning in the same area to come and take the exams at my center. So I become a public exam center. And the other exam center is a private exam center where you say that only my students will take exams at my venue. And we obviously, we have a venue form that you need to fill up to match the exam center requirements and everything. Once you're approved as an exam center, you can choose to do only your students at your center or keep it open to others in your region. I think 95% of our exam centers are public centers. So everybody is very collaborative in India, fortunately. So that is how we are working. In terms of the online exams, we have the recorded digital exams and the live stream exams. So recorded digital exams, as I just explained, has only two elements, the performance pieces and the technical work, whereas the live stream exam has all the elements of a face-to-face exam. So you have pieces to play, you have technical work, you have ear tests, you have sight reading or improvisation, you have GMQs, general musicianship questions, you have everything. Then we have the coursework submission as well. This is for the vlogging, podcasting, and the music production. So this is part of the CQ, as I said. So coursework submission is something that you prepare as part of your classroom learning. So if you're studying, say, music production, 60% of the weightage of the exam is your coursework task, which you can prepare alone or with the help of your teacher in a classroom setting. And then you upload that project as part of your online exam while you do the theory and the listening test. Similarly, for vlogging and podcasting, you submit a portfolio and you submit a reflection. It's a completely recorded exam. So it doesn't take place online, but it's a recorded digital exam only. And the theory exams we have online, and twice in a year, we do a paper theory in India as well. So this typically happens around the month of May and June and the month of November. So I think November 12th is the date for the paper theory exam, which is going to happen next in India. So there are two types of certificates that we provide. The performance certificate, which is basically for 5 pieces that you perform, and there is nothing more to it. The other boards are doing only 4 pieces, but since the 1991, since we launched our first exams, we have had this performance certificate exam. So it is not a response to the COVID situation, and certainly we are not diluting the standards. So the kind of effort and study required to do 5 pieces, pretty much equivalent to 3 pieces in the technical study and the sight reading, improvisation, ear tests, and GMQs that you do in the graded certificate exam. So the graded music exam is a more comprehensive exam format where you do the 3 pieces, then you do the technical exercises, which are not just limited to the scales and arpeggios. We have broken chords, we have technical studies at higher grades. Then the sight reading and interpretation improvisation is a choice with some of the subjects like the keyboard, the piano, but guitar, bass, and drums have something called the quick study piece at level 3, grade 6 to 8. So up to level 5, grade 5, you have a choice between sight reading and improvisation. And grade 6 to 8, you will be doing a quick study piece, which is basically a mix of both the sight reading part of it and the improvisation part of it. So there's a part of the piece which is written out and the part of the piece which you need to improvise. And you get 5 minutes in the exam room to prepare that. So the tests are very practical, and we are, as we say, we are a very industry relevant course, qualifications. So our tests will reflect that. Just for an example, that if you're taking an ear test in Rockschool, they will not give you a piece of music and say, let's talk about it, or can you sing it back? Typically in a band situation, you need to play it back, and that's what our requirement is going to be. So you listen to a riff or a melody line, and you need to play it back. You listen to a chord progression, you need to work it out by ear and play it back. So that's what the tests are about. So just going to briefly talk about each of the instruments. So electric guitar, we cover a wide range of genres from blues, rock, pop, soul, funk, R&B, reggae, punk to alternative rock, and the producer-led genres such as R&B, grime, hip-hop, dubstep, and various other digitally produced genres. So and this is something that gives you the opportunity to specialize in your genre all the way from grade debut to grade 8. So if your genre, you are very clear that you want to just be getting into rock and funk and maybe jazz fusion, so you can just choose those 3 genres and pick music in those genres all the way from grade debut to grade 8. Acoustic guitar syllabus has a lot of key features which are very specific to acoustic guitar. Finger picking pieces are featured 2 in every grade 3 onwards. You'll have fingerstyle as well, 2 in every grade book. And the vocal tracks are 4 out of 6 pieces in the book will have the vocals behind it. So it gives you an opportunity to showcase a full live performance if you like. For drums, obviously, we keep in mind all the technical requirements of the unique instrument that drum kit is. But the music will always be about experimentation, and a drummer can express that as much as the other musicians. So learning drum rotation is a gateway to being an intrinsic part of the session, as well as being able to write your own ideas for musicians to interpret. Our theory of music also includes how to write for the drum kit, which is, again, unique to Rockschool. No other theory in the market currently is teaching you all those skills, how to write for the guitar, electric guitar, for bass, for trombones, for violins, string sections, and obviously the drum kit. So we cover all of these skills as well. Bass is obviously, we do it for the love of the instrument. Guitar, bass, and drums. It's not the highest selling exams around the world, but you can expect to cover artists like U2, Talking Heads, Bob Marley and the Wailers, Earth, Wind and Fire, Peter Gabriel, Snarky Puppy. A lot of the music is a very wide spectrum of music that you will get to cover playing the bass guitar. Vocals, we're doing a lot of unique things in this. So the 2021, we launched a new vocal syllabus, which is not gender specific. So it's being inclusive from the LGBTQ perspective as well. And what we have done is now there's a range given for each song. And if that song fits within your range, you can use that for your exam. And there's a wider choice repertoire, which is listed on our website with the links to the sheet music. So you don't struggle finding that. That is one of the requirements for the free choice pieces that we offer. And you can use those. We are the only one which is offering a digital music, the sheet music, along with the book. So you can actually take it down. So there's a backing track with the full band backing track available for you to sing along with. But there's another arrangement, which is just the piano and the voice, which is what you would need to use when you're training somebody in a classroom. And if the student decides to transpose the song as per their vocal range, and you do that, then obviously you will need the piano score also in the same key. Otherwise, you'll be transposing it in your mind, which is not a very easy thing to do. So using that digital score, you can actually transpose the piano accompaniment part also in the same key as a singer and use that to accompany the singer in the classroom while you're teaching. So great set of syllabus here for vocals. I would really encourage you to go and explore this. For piano, and I'm talking about the Rockschool piano, not the classical piano. This is the Rockschool piano. And these grades incrementally introduces foundational techniques alongside performance pieces from some of the biggest influences, rock, pop, musicals, and films. So it is not just limited to the independent music artists. It also covers musicals, like Broadway musicals and everything. So some great, very nice arrangements. They are typically, somebody shifting from the classical to the contemporary side of piano is going to have a hard time with the rhythms because they're typically using more syncopation than the classical piano does. But very, very rewarding syllabus, and kids love this music because they get to play the latest. And let me tell you one thing, that we have one of the key partnerships with RSL includes Leonard Publications. Leonard is the biggest publisher in the world of the contemporary music, and we have an exclusive tie with them. That means a lot of the music that we use through HLE will not be available to any other exam board. And that is part of the reason why you see all the latest selections of the songs always featured in the Rockschool syllabus. The keys syllabus obviously is designed for the keyboard, and this is very instrument-specific skills such as sound manipulation and patch switching, layers and splits in the keys, and pitch bends and things like that. And we encourage you to go and explore the patch side of things, like how to create a sound. So we are pushing into the sound synthesis side as well. So obviously it starts with just creating a patch by layering multiple patches or using a duet, like a split keyboard sound or something like that. But at higher levels, you might want to, if you have a workstation at hand, you might want to create the patches and the sounds which are very close to the original sound that you're using. For the keyboard, it's normal that each piece of music will inspire the visualization of those magical black and white keys under your hands. Ukulele. The best thing about the ukulele is that it can be learned in a group setting as well as solo. And plus, it's just a lot more fun to learn with friends. So this is we started with a smaller set of qualifications. We initially launched only DB to grade 3. And because of the positive response we received, we then developed it all the way up to grade 8. So fantastic arrangement of music available here. There are duets also available, so you can play it in a solo or a duet. So there's a ukulele duet part available for the teacher to play along with the students. So I would really encourage you to explore that. The music theory obviously is not just about memorizing the rules, but learning how to appreciate musical decisions, define musical genres, and think about music critically. More importantly, you learn how to generate ideas, not just discover them accidentally. And this is what a lot of musicians do. They keep playing and they figure out, okay, if I do this with this, it doesn't really work, right? So, but they don't really still understand why it doesn't work. So self-taught musicians will really, really learn a lot from this music theory, and they will be really appreciative of what this theory teaches you. So this is designed to support the music teachers develop their knowledge, and this is how the music theory is arranged. And there is a grade debut in it. So it doesn't start at the grade 1, there's a grade debut, and it literally starts at the basics of the building blocks of music, like what is a tone, what is a semitone, and how the notes are arranged in the tonal scale. And there are 4 sections to it. The notation part of it, which is how to write the sheet music part, is only 25% of it. 25% harmony, the knowledge of scales, chords, and the band knowledge section, where you learn how the different instruments, how to write for different instruments and popular music instruments, and the band analysis, where you learn about how to arrange, you're given a band score, and there'll be questions based on that score, and you might have to write a baseline for a track which is designed to be in a funk genre. So how do you write a baseline in funk genre? How to write a riff, or identify what scale the guitar part is playing in a rock genre, and things like that. So lots about genres and arranging covered in this music theory. Right. Music production. This is a really exciting subject, and we are the only ones in the industry right now offering graded examinations in music production. And trust me, you have to explore these books to really understand the depth and the width of it. It's really, really in depth. And we have had feedback from people who have done bachelor's in music production abroad, and they come back and say, your grade 8 covers pretty much everything that I did in the bachelor's degree, pretty much everything. It just gets a little deeper at the degree level, but everything is really, really well covered. More than ever before, musicians are constantly expected to have a comprehensive understanding of both classical and contemporary production techniques. And this is why the coursework edition has been built to empower learners with a wealth of technical, practical, and theoretical knowledge that can then be applied in audio production, electronic composition, mixing, editing, mastering, and sound for the media. So these are the 3 breakups. So each grade, you'll have 3 sections of the exam. The practical assessment, which is a coursework or a classwork, if you may want to call it, is 60% of the weightage. So this is something that you create in your environment. There's a task brief given in the book. So there could be a brief, like, at a grade 1 level, that there's a producer from LA who is interested in your music because he has been following you on the social media and he quite likes what you do. And he has sent you a track, and you need to layer a melody over it and send it back to him. So how do you import an MP3 or a WAV file into a DAW? How do you go about creating a melody? How do you broadly mix it, bounce it off as a WAV file, and send it out? So all that scenario that you follow is you're going to take some screenshots as you're working on that project. So the bounce of the WAV file and the screenshots is the submission that you make in the exam. So in the online exam, you'll be only doing the theoretical part of it, which is 25%, and 15% listening test. So these 2 tests you will do online in a remotely invigilated environment, and you upload the coursework task while you take that exam, and that's what your submission is. So very practical way of doing it, and it is DAW agnostic. So it doesn't matter what kind of a digital audio workstation you're using. Are you using a Logic Audio, Pro Tools, or Band Labs for that matter? Anything really works, even GarageBand. So if you're able to meet the requirements of that great task in any of these softwares, you're free to use those softwares. The Rockschool books have tracks. We have fact files, performance notes. So fact files is the background information on the composer and the piece of music. Performance notes is guidance on how to work on each piece and how to teach it. And technical exercises, we have scales, arpeggios, technical studies, and chord voicings in certain instruments. We have sight reading, interpretation, improvisation as a choice, examples of notation and chord sequence. We have ear test, GMQs, and the marking and notation explained. So each book has how to read the music and what are the norms that we are following for that particular instrument given in the book. Again, if you have any questions, feel free to ask me or put it on the chat. And Arup, you are the co-host, so feel free to just relay any questions that you come across. Okay,
Sure.
somebody has asked me about the classical piano. I've been following the Trinity in classical. Okay, we will talk about the classical after the Rockschool part of it. And teachers would love to know more about Rockschool Classical. Yes, it is coming up right after this. So we also have the method books for the piano and the ukulele. And now we have for the guitar, bass, and drums as well. Earlier they were called the Let's Rock series. Now they're called the method books. And these are introducing the basics of playing, reading, writing, and theory, preparation for debut. So these books lead up to the debut grade level from absolute zero, and arranged into topics, stickers for completing tasks, which is very useful when you're teaching the little kids to give them stars and a sticker of achievement. And teachers and students parts are written out so the teachers can play along with the students. There's downloadable audio and hard copy of the book format only. This method books are not available in soft copy. So additional resources that we offer is the teachers registry. The teachers can go up on the rslawards.com and create their own registry. We have a learning platform. We have Teach Today program, which is for new teachers to start teaching, and we give them a lot of teaching resources, including the lesson plans and scheme of works. And then we have the professional diplomas as well. So let's talk about grow your teaching business. So teachers registry, we have currently, I think, over 4,000 teachers across the world are listed on our teachers registry, and it's really quick to do that. It's very easy to sign up and enhance your personal profiles. So you know that your profile is listed on the RSL. You can go people and ask them to check it out there. Fast load times, it's free. Mobile connectivity, it's geolocated capabilities. So it is marked on the calendar of wherever you are placed. So people can literally look at the map of India, go into the city where they're looking for a teacher and find the Rockschool teachers right there. And students will find you through our platform. And that is one of the key benefits of registering yourself as a teacher thing. We also have a learning platform, which is a browser-based and an app-based service where you can connect with your students online. So a lot of the private music teachers or small institutes don't have a platform, a bespoke platform of their own to work with. In this, there's sheet music. You can literally import your own songs in a musical format and assign that as exercises. And somebody in the waiting room. So assign that as exercises and everything. And it has a lot of capabilities. You can work with a click track. You can work with a synthetic track, like a MIDI track. You can slow it down to any degree. You can loop sections. You can mark a section and give it as an assignment to the student. And it also has AI built in, where a student will record along with a backing track, and the AI will give you feedback on the accuracy of rhythm and pitch, which is very useful. So if you're hitting a wrong note, the AI will find it out before the teacher does. So it's very convenient to use that. So the learning platform is powered by Matchma sound technology, which transforms your online teaching experience. And there is a real-time audio as well, which is a part of it, which is super low latency. So you can practically almost play along with your student on that platform, which is integrated into the learning platform. There's an institutional sign-up as well. And institutional sign-up is where a school signs up all their students, and they have a space in the software where you can cross-connect your teachers and their students to each other. So there's one teacher and there are 10 students connected to that. You can do that. And then the teacher will see the progress of those 10 students in his login. So there's a teacher side of it, there's a student side of it, there's an institutional side of it. So it's a really fantastic tool. Teachers, when you register for the teachers registry, you get a free access to this for 1 year. And to keep the access, you need to have at least one student subscribe to you, a paid student subscribe to you on that platform. And you get access to the entire portfolio of RSL Rockschool and RSL Classical. So you get the complete portfolio, all the songs, all the books, all the audio, backing tracks, technical exercises, sight reading, everything is there for you, right? So it's a great tool to get access to our resources for free. So we have an app. So there's a iOS app. There is a Android app, and obviously you can work with any browser in any platform, even Linux for that matter. And this is the Teach Today Shape Tomorrow, the teachers registry part of it. You will find it on our website. Please do go and visit it. So why teach music? This is where the figures were coming from. 67% of the young people make music. 64% of the young people think they are musical. So 23% of the young instrument players are taught by a friend or a family member. Wow, that's pretty amazing. So there's a teaching network. So you get access to a lot of resources, and you can connect with the schools and colleges, youth club centers, and extracurricular clubs, and all those things. So this is the welcome pack that the teacher gets. So you get a lot of resources as a welcome pack. So the content on the right side, you can see there's a Rockschool method, why teach Rockschool books. You get some of the books part of this. You have teaching as a career, advertising your services. A lot of content in this book that you will get to promote yourself. Even the scheme of works and the lesson plans, as I said, right? So we also have the diplomas, which is level 4 to level 6. And this is not just specific to Rockschool. This is including Rockschool, RSL Classical, as well as the Performance Arts Awards, which is acting, screen acting, and all of those fields. So these are flexible and modular online portfolio submissions, self-study, career progression. So as I said, online portfolio submission is something that we brought in October 2019. So our diplomas are completely digital, and there are 3 pathways in it. Customized specialist pathway. So just going back to the previous one, there are the 3 pathways: teaching, performance, and creative enterprise. So teaching, as the word recommends, is all about planning, facilitating, evaluating learning, understanding learning. So these are the 3 core units that you will do when you take up teaching. For the performance, the core units will be advanced repertoire and technical skills, which is a double unit, and there's an artist analysis. So level 3, so diploma is a progression to the higher studies, which is level 4, 5, 6, 7. So let me just show you how this works. So level 3 is equivalent to grade 6 to 8, and level 4 is the first diploma that we offer. Level 4 diploma, that is the first year of a undergrad degree. Level 6 is the third year of the undergrad degree, and level 7 is equivalent to master's or postgraduate certificate. So we have, obviously, the qualifications starts at the entry level 2, entry level 3, which is your premier grade and the debut grade. Then we have a level 1, which is grade 1, 2, and 3. Then level 2, which is grade 4 and 5, and level 3, which is grade 6, 7, and 8. Then we have the diploma at level 4 and level 6, but we do have vocational qualifications at level 4 and level 5 as well. Yeah. We have also classical, practical music graded exams in classical instruments. So right now, we have 3 instruments that we're offering the RSL Classical in. We have the classical piano, the violin, and the classical guitar. So the classical piano sits alongside our contemporary piano and the key syllabus and provides a full range of repertoire and exam options for the aspiring solo, session, and pit musicians. So the pit musicians obviously are the people who play for the operas and things like that. I played in the pits, so I know what it's about. With a key focus on addressing a representation of classical piano, this is a syllabus which would be a huge benefit both to the classroom and amongst the your VMTs. I don't know what VMTs are, unfortunately. So we have sample pack, introduction videos, and syllabus specifications available on our website. So the key features are there are 2 pop tracks in every book. So you have a bit of the contemporary side also included in this. But we are not working with 8 tracks, we are working with 10 tracks per book. So you get the full range of 8 pieces to choose from, plus 2 more songs from the contemporary side of things. Now, this one, obviously, the syllabus of the classical piano has a mix and match between the classical and the rock and pop side, but we don't have any lists. So we don't have any categories that you must choose one piece from. So we don't, we give you a lot of flexibility of choosing music from across the genres, be it Baroque or classical or contemporary. You can choose those things. So you don't have to have one piece which is classical, one piece which is Baroque, which is very similar to some of the other boards. So streamed audio exemplars are available, backing tracks and downloadable audio accompaniments to give the ultimate flexibility of practice, lessons, and the exams. So duet arrangements for debut to grade 3 to enable interactive playing. So there are duet arrangements for the classical pieces, all repertoire technical exercises and examples of unseen tests contained in one book. So everything is in one book, very easy to work with. Designed to provide an engaging, informative, and rigorous focus on composers from diverse range. So diversity of backgrounds, drawing on music from Western and classical traditions. Let me tell you, this also includes the contemporary classical repertoire. So this includes all the composers from around the world who are making music in the contemporary genre. Repertoire from the jazz traditions are also included in this, and obviously the classical Western tradition is included. So you can expect to find composers like Yuruma and Inaudi in our syllabus, but you're free to choose any composer that fits into the free choice pieces, or even present a piece of your own. So it's not a worry about that. Going forward, we have the classical violin syllabus, classical violin grades from 21st century. So this violin syllabus is, again, the similar stuff to what the classical music is about. So the classical piano syllabus, Arup, don't allow anyone in the meeting now, right?
Yeah.
So works with the female and male composers. So we are using our inclusivity policy, diversity, inclusivity and diversity. We actually have an inclusivity and diversity council in the RSL Awards office in UK. And we try to cover as much ethnicities and genders as we can while choosing the music and the composers that we choose. So male, female composers from the global majority across classical, crossovers, jazz and pop, and syllabus provides an engaging stimulus for learning from beginners to advanced level. 2 bonus popular pieces for each grade, and this is something that the violinists don't typically get to play along with a full backing track with a band. So the QR codes to easily access audio and content online, duets options from grade 1 to 3, benchmark provisions for each grade, scales, arpeggios, technical exercises, flexible exam options. We give you the choice of free choice pieces. Same as the contemporary and the classical, you can choose 2 pieces out of 3 for your grade certificate exam and 3 out of 5 for your performance certificate exam. So we give you a lot of flexibility, diverse repertoire with recordings and backing tracks for each piece. Now, the piano backing tracks are available for the violinists to use all the way up to grade 8. So you don't need to go out and hire a piano accompanist. And this is very, very helpful, especially for people who are in the tier 2, tier 3 cities where finding a piano accompanist, a good piano accompanist, is not easy. In the metropolitan cities, it's easy for us to find a piano accompanist, but it gives you that thing. So feel free to use the recordings all the way up. You can obviously bring in an accompanist and play your exam live in front of the examiner, or do it in the recorded video exam format. You're free to do that, but it is not compulsory for you to have a live accompanist. All the essential music theory techniques you need to pass your exam is covered in the book itself. Syllabi will be available on replay and also in the learning platform. The replay we have phased out now. We have a new version of the learning platform. So there is something called the ebook. So where you get the learning platform access, only the student side of it. So you don't connect it with the teacher, but you have a digital access to one particular book of a particular subject. So you have the digital access of that, and you can use all the features of the learning platform without connecting to a teacher. So that is the ebook, and that's additional £5. So you can do that easily. So each grade, there are 8 benchmark classical pieces and 2 contemporary pieces, as I said, and 2 popular tracks for each grade, diverse and engaging, and the repertoire will challenge and inspire students as they develop their violin technique. Audio excellence, the recordings are really like all the recordings, not just specific to classical violin. If you look at our guitar, bass, and drum syllabus of 2018, it was recorded at the Real World Studios, the Peter Gabriel Studios in UK, and the recording quality is just absolutely fantastic. So you should go and explore that. It's like all the recordings, they've you'll get lost just listening to the music as an audience without realizing that this is the exam piece you're listening to. So the featured repertoire will expose students to an array of styles of instrument-specific techniques, contributing to improve musicianship. Technical exercises and rudiments will reinforce the fundamentals of violin playing, with sight reading and improvisation training contributing to increased musical know-how. So there are 2 types of exams in this. There's 5 pieces, which is a performance certificate exam, and there are graded music exams, which is 3 pieces, technical exercises, sight reading or improvisation, and ear tests and GMQs. So same options as the contemporary side. You can do a face-to-face exam, you can do a live stream exam, you can do a recorded certificate exam. Digital submission will include only the for both the formats. You have that, right? So the structure is same as the contemporary side. The 60% weightage goes to the 3 pieces for the grade certificate exam, and citing improvisation is 10%, technical exercises is 15%, EATS is 10%, and GMQs is 5%. So now we are going to go towards the vocational qualifications. If you have any questions, let me just pause for a while. If you have any questions for the Rockschool and the RSL Classical at this stage, it will be a good time to ask me those questions, because now I'm going to skim over the vocational qualifications, performance arts awards, and CQ in a bit. So are there any questions that you would like to post for me to answer? What about the classical guitar? All right, this one doesn't cover the classical guitar. Again, let me just talk to you about the classical guitar syllabus. Fantastic part is that there were two industry leading guitar players from India who were featured on the recordings on that. And when you read the credits inside the book of the classical guitar, you will see their names: Theophilus Benjamin and I'm forgetting the name of the second person. Arup?
Joey.
Joey, yes, Joey. So these two guitar players have been featured. One is now based out of Bombay, the other is based out of Nagaland. And again, the same thing. We have like a very broad representation of the composers and the music selection. So you will get to see a wide range of music again there. Let me just set my, yeah. So you'll get to see a wide range of selection from that as well. So I would really explore you to go and explore those recordings. There are contemporary pieces also in that, and there is contemporary classical music, and there are ethnicities and composers, again, a very wide range of composers covered in it. And yeah, that's all I can say really about it. All the exam structures and everything else is exactly the same.
Right? For exam structure for the online, we have to play how many pieces for the exam? Because I didn't see any exam structure for online.
Okay, for the online, if you're doing the recorded video exam, there are 3 pieces you play, and you play the technical work, which is given on the recorded digital exam page on our website. So there's a list of technical work is slightly different than given in the book, right? So you'll need to download that from the website and download the technical requirement and prepare the technical work as per that.
Okay, so 3 pieces plus technical work.
Yes, only. So
yeah,
there is
so
no
there's no
unseen test.
training, improvisation, anything like that, right?
Nothing else.
Okay,
There is no unseen test as part of the recorded digital exam. For the live stream exam and a face-to-face exam, yes, you get to do cover the entire range of it.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Ritesh, there was a question for the music production exam. In practical, the task will be given by the invigilator, or I didn't understand that thing. And it will be online submitted on the spot, or we need to just post it somewhere and the invigilator can hear it.
Right. So the coursework task is given in the book itself. So when you get the book, the coursework task is printed in the book, and you already know what you're going to prepare, right? The stems are available as free downloads. When you get the book, you can use the code to download the stems on which you have to work. And once you download those things, you work towards the exam with your coursework task. So suppose your exam is on the 30th of November. 1st November you start, or 15th November you can start working towards it. We typically expect you to spend about 2 weeks doing this, but if you want to take a longer time, feel free to do that. So while you're preparing that project, the coursework task, you need to take screenshots at critical stages of development. That this is how I imported my task screenshot, this is how I set up my instrument screenshot, all those kind of things. And let me just finish. So you bounce the WAV file after your project is finished. When you take the digital exam and the online exam, that time you have to upload those screenshots and the audio bounce of it, and take the listening test and the theory test live. So that's how it works. This is not something that will be given to you in the exam. This is before the exam. Something you do before the exam, and the requirements are already mentioned in the books. So you don't have to wait for any invigilator to come and tell you what to do.
So this need to be taken by the teacher itself, right? All the screenshots, and when we take the screenshot, then at that time we need to bounce the progress also.
No. Completed project bounce only. Right. But at the critical stages of development, you need to keep taking the screenshots and saving it in a folder. So then you upload it and name the things appropriately. Right. So vocational qualifications, what are these and how do they differ than the other graded exam products that we just spoke about? So these are practical and industry relevant qualifications that engage the learners to perform at their best and exceed expectations. Students achieve and provide examples for other learners. Schools are able to grow their cohorts to create vibrant departments. So what this really is that the school provider, training provider, suppose I'm running a school and I want to create a more comprehensive course which is not limited to one subject like a guitar or a piano or something like that. And I want to include things like composition or arranging or stage and light management or artist management or music business. I want to create a more professional course that is more comprehensive in its offering for the students at my institute. So what vocational qualifications does is that it gives you about 450 different units to choose from. And you can say that this is the course that I want to create. You send your course outline to us in UK, and we will map the units that work with you in that, right? So once you map those, you get the mapping of the units from the UK, then you can start offering that course as your own. And you will need to have a separate team of assessors and teachers and the internal quality assurers within your team. So there's somebody looking at monitoring the quality of teaching that is happening. There's a teacher who's teaching is not going to be assessing his students. There's an assessor who's going to be assessing those students. And then there is an external quality assurer which moderates all of this process and works as a mentor with your school. All right. So that is what the VQ is really in a nutshell. So our examiners don't come from UK to examine these students at your institute. You do your own assessments. You submit your assessments to us in UK. We moderate your assessments and check if they're at par with the standards or not. And once we clear that, the students get the certificate of that particular level. So there are no grades in it. There's the level 1, level 2, level 3, level 4, and level 5. Right? So level 3 is equivalent to grade 8. So this goes up to level 5, and you can offer those things within your institute. So suppose you're an institute which is teaching music production, and alongside music production, you also want to teach them social media or digital media side of things. You can mix and match those things and choose a pathway that is in line with that. So let me just show you briefly how these things work. So this is a vocational qualification. These are the different pathways that you can choose. So music practitioner, creative music industries, which is up to level 3, creative performing arts, which is up to level 3, digital media. I'm going to talk about all of these things, creative art and design, creative industry practitioners. This is the only one that goes up to level 5. It's from 3 to level 5. So RSL overview, RSL provides us support and network opportunities for the teachers, suggested delivery ideas, assessment methods, is everything included in the unit specifications, which are again a free download from our website. EQA, or the external quality assurer, is attached to you as a mentor throughout your process, right? Okay, so why VQ? We know your learners aspire to, aspire of life in the creative arts. By utilizing our vocational qualifications, you can build a course that will give them a professional knowledge needed to confidently continue into higher education or gain employment in the creative industries. So somebody who does a level 3 or level 4 can straight away start practicing that. So there are a lot of teachers in India who are at a grade 5 or a grade 8, which is level 2 or a level 3 qualification, and they have a full professional practice teaching music, right? You can do the same things in the different pathways with the VQ. So you can do those units, get that qualification level 3 or level 4, and just be a practitioner and don't do the graduation or post-graduation after that. For example, Ed Sheeran had done the level 4 of the music practitioners with us. And after that, he did not do the degree, and he's Ed Sheeran, right? So that's how it kind of works. So music practitioners, this has 4 pathways: the performance, composition, technology, and business. So when you're choosing to create a course around the music practitioner side of it, one of the core units has to be from these pathways, and then the rest of it you can pick and choose whatever works for around your course. This goes up to level 3. And this is designed for aspiring producers, performers, songwriters, entrepreneurs, and all of those things. Then we have the creative and performing arts professions. This is for dancers, actors, musical theater performers, technicians. And with all these people Technicians are creative and performing arts qualifications cover a vast range of disciplines relevant to the performing arts industry, allowing learners to put their talent at the forefront. I can't even start to talk about the units. There are 450 of them. So, I would really encourage you to go and check it out there. We have digital media as well, which includes interactive digital media, which is digital technologies and creation of content. So, like understanding and designing UX, UI, and those kind of things, websites development, game design. We have social media. We have creative music industry. This has 5 pathways: performance, composition, production, and we have live events and entrepreneurship. So you can take one of these. So this is just a very brief overview of what PQ is. If you have any questions, you can ask me that. I can see something in the chat. Okay, thank you. All right, PA, this is the Performance Arts Awards, and I'm just going to quickly show you what these are about. So subjects that we cover in the Performance Arts Awards include the musical theater, which is basically including 3 elements of performance, which is singing, acting, and dancing. So you can do that. So this could be taken in a large or a small group with mixed abilities. So that means there could be mixed grades taking the assessment simultaneously. You could have a grade 2 or a grade 1 and a grade 5 all performing together in a group, or benchmark stages. Individual or paid tuition is possible with this. Exams option include the examiner visit to the show or on a prescribed day. So if you're doing a school annual day, you could use these. This could be live streamed or a digital recorded exams as well. So designed to develop skills and understanding across acting, singing, and dancing, provide individual grades in group context, supports progression within the curriculum and industry, enable creative and flexible delivery. Then we have the street dance. So street dance is basically hip hop, designed by the leading UK street dance practitioners. PA street dance exams will equip your learners with the authentic experience that's true to the historical style of street dance. Then we have the jazz dance as well, which is a modern dance. Has always been one of the most popular styles of dance for students, professional dancers, and choreographers. PA offers the opportunity for candidates to earn a recognized and quality assured qualification while doing something that they enjoy. We have the screen acting, which is specifically designed for screen acting, utilizing the camera angles and things like that for film production. Sorry? You have a question? All right. And we have the acting, which is basically drama, and very flexible delivery approach gives teachers a complete creative freedom to compile scenes from plays or anthologies, adapted excerpts from novels, or even original scenes written by the candidates themselves. These can be performed in an exam as monologue, duologue, or scenes for 3. Public speaking is a new range of qualification that we have just launched, and this is very specifically designed for India with the Indian consultant. So no matter the age or level or background of the candidates, public speaking qualifications from premier to grade 8. So this is 2 grades below the grade 1 as well. And the premier grade exam is like as simple as a kid coming on and just introducing himself that my name is this and my favorite color is blue and my favorite toy is a unicorn. And they can start with something as simple as that and go on, maybe speak one tongue twister of that level and make a small speech about their favorite teacher or something like that. So it's really, really simple stuff. It starts there, it's targeted at the school level teaching. And at the higher grades, obviously it includes the interview style questions as well, where you are even given a prop, you'll be given a picture of like an image of a product, and you need to talk about why that product appeals to you or what age group is that product targeted at and things like that. So that prepares you for handling interviews as well. So the key features of public speaking include an all-inclusive syllabus specifications. There are no books for it. You can choose to use any material that you like. There are individual exams in that. So this is not a group exam. This is not a group of 2 or 3. It's just individual exams. Focuses on practical communication, presentation skills, and encourages reflective practice, supports creative freedom, and has multiple exam formats available. All the 3 formats are available for this. Who is it for? It's practically for anyone really, but we have designed it targeting the students aged 5 to 18 at the academic school level. College and university students can use this. English language training providers can use it. Peripatetic teachers can use it. Classroom drama teachers, performing arts teachers, small teaching practices, after-school drama groups, or anyone who's keen on public speaking and developing their presentation skills, so to say. Lastly, we come to the creative qualifications. I'll be very brief on this. So this is a range of creative qualifications, which is our response to the need in the industry and the market for these kind of qualifications, right? So there are examinations in podcasting, tell your story, inspire debate, or share revolutionary ideas, whilst progressively learning how to capture, edit, and creatively treat audio to a professional standard with the CQ podcasting. So this is the world's first regulated exams, right? In this domain, 100% online assessments, video feedback for examiners. So this is not available as a live stream or as a face-to-face exam. It is only digital recorded exam available. Full graded syllabus from debut to grade 8, assessment on demand, e-publication to support learning, can be self-taught or instructor-led, focuses on learning in new subject areas. Vlogging is the next one. And this is very, very, very relevant today. Everybody's on YouTube and Instagram and making videos and promoting themselves. And this is a really good way of doing it. And this is again the same thing: 100% online assessment, video feedback from the examiners, debut to grade 8, assessment on demand, EPUB is available for it, can be self-taught or instructor-led, focuses learning in new subject areas. So that brings us to the end of the workshop. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask me.
Ritesh sir, can you just give us a repetition of review for VQ? I didn't get the whole concept of VQ.
Yeah,
how
that's
can
what
an
I tried
entrepreneur
to.
like me or a music producer like me? I'm running a studio and I'm teaching RSL skill levels. So I have my own curriculum also. So it means that I can approve it from the Rockschool London, the headquarters, my own syllabus, and I can run that.
True. So yes, you can absolutely get your content approved, and you can send it to VQ team. And what they will do is they will put together a unit that is in line with your course content. So suppose your course content has 5 points that you're covering in your curriculum, and we map 3 units to it, which has maybe a 6th point, which you can include to make your curriculum more comprehensive. So it is serving 2 purposes. One is it's giving you flexibility to offer your own program, your own content. Second, it gives you units which are benchmarked to the industry, which will give you an idea and the structure and the content, which will make you realize if you have missed anything, you will include that and make your course even more whole, so to say, well-rounded.
I'll be teaching Rockschool syllabus also and including my content, right? So
Yes.
grade 1 to grade 2. So that levels which you said, level 1, level 2, level 3, I'll be doing my curriculum according to those levels.
Yes. So your curriculum and the content has to be at that standard. So when you look at the unit requirements, it will clearly state what is the learning outcome for that unit, what is the learning aim of that unit, what all topics you should be covering, and final details of that really. And then what is the assessment submission that you will be, evidence of assessment evidence that you'll be inviting from the student, what all to include in that. And then obviously there's the EQ attached to you who will tell you that these things need to be there like this. When you're setting an assessment brief for the students, they will be in touch with you and telling you that this is a good brief or this is lacking some areas or what. One really good thing about this kind of a thing is this, that you can have an articulation agreement with the college abroad and work as a pathway to that college. So for example, you're doing a level 3 music production course and you tie up with, say, BIM, Birmingham Institute of Modern Music, and you say that I am going to train my students up to level 3 in line with your requirements, entry-level requirements. Once they get the requirements, then they will basically go up and get into your college, and they will be accepted easily because they're already meeting the requirements here. And the RSL is kind of assuring that quality for BIM, that whatever is being taught in India at your particular institute is at par with the standards at the BIM. You know what I mean? So the RSL is working as a quality assurer between your company, your course, and the college that your students are going to. You can even do the first and second year of studies here for your students. And for the second and third year or just the final year, they can go to UK and complete their course. Great. So that brings us to the end of the webinar. I hope this was useful information for all of you and give you a good idea of what RSL is. Obviously, there is a lot more to be learned for each and every one of these brands that I spoke about. So feel free to reach our business development team or to us. Just write an email to india@rslawards.com and we'll redirect it to the people that need to connect with you, depending on which area, which location you are from, and we will help you out with more information and support. Our support system is really top of the line. Me being a senior musician myself, a lot of the academic support comes from India, and wherever we are not able to support you, as I said in the beginning, we are 3 full-list entity businesses set up in India, China, and Spain, and we work practically seamlessly with the UK team. So anything that you need within 48 hours, you can get a response from the UK team. That's our response time. And our digital recorded exams, we are turning around results between 2 days to 2 weeks. That's how quick we are. So the certificates are being delivered every month. There are no delays on that side. So any support you need, just feel free to reach us and we'll be happy to help you out with that. Thank you so much, everyone, for being online. And I hope I didn't bore you too much with a lot of facts, but I hope this was a good session for you. You got what you needed from it. Thank you so much for attending, and we'll see you in the next webinar soon. Thank you.
Thank you so much.